Long ago, a man named Jesus appeared. He walked the lands of Galilee. He was not a king with a crown. He was not a soldier with a sword. Yet people started to listen. His voice was different, calm, clear. He spoke of things that mattered deep inside. He began to gather followers. They were called disciples. These disciples were ordinary people, fishermen, tax collectors, everyday folk. They left their old lives behind. They chose to follow this teacher. What made them do this? Perhaps it was his eyes, kind, knowing. Perhaps it was his words, simple, profound. He did not teach in grand halls. He taught on hillsides, by the sea, in crowded marketplaces and quiet homes. Jesus' way of teaching was unique. He did not just give rules, he told stories. He asked questions. He made people think for themselves. His message would, in time, travel far beyond those dusty roads and echo through centuries. At the heart of Jesus' teachings were a few simple yet powerful ideas. The first, and perhaps greatest, was love. Love God with all your heart, and love your neighbor as yourself. This was not just a suggestion. It was a command. Imagine a world built on such love. Then there was faith. Not just believing something exists, but a deep trust. He compared faith to a tiny mustard seed. Small, yet if planted and nurtured, it could grow into a large tree. Faith, he taught, could move mountains. It could bring hope where there was none. And then there was forgiveness. He taught that we should forgive others, not just once, but many times. Forgiveness, he showed, was a path to healing. For the forgiver and the forgiven, Jesus didn't just talk about these things. He lived them. Jesus was a master storyteller. He knew that stories could reach the heart, more deeply than lectures or laws. He used simple tales, parables, drawn from everyday life, farming, fishing, family. These stories held hidden meanings, layers of wisdom for those who listened. They were like puzzles, inviting thought, challenging assumptions, opening minds to new possibilities. One famous story was the Good Samaritan. A man is beaten, left for dead. Respected people pass him by. They are too busy, too important. Then an outsider comes, a Samaritan, someone usually looked down upon. This Samaritan stops. He helps. He shows mercy, true compassion. Jesus asked, who was a neighbor to the man? The answer was clear. Love in action. Another powerful parable was the prodigal son. A young man takes his inheritance, wastes it all, ends up ruined. He decides to go home ashamed, hoping only to be a servant. But his father sees him from afar, runs to him, embraces him. This story painted a picture of God's love, unconditional, always welcoming us back. The world has changed so much since Jesus walked those dusty roads. We have tall buildings, fast cars, and instant communication across the globe. Yet the human heart remains much the same. We still search for meaning, for connection. We still struggle with fear, with anger. We still long for love and understanding. Consider his teaching about love. Love your neighbor. In a world often divided by conflict, by misunderstanding, by prejudice, this simple command is more urgent than ever. What if we truly tried to see others as our neighbors, not as enemies? What if compassion guided our actions? Think about faith. In times of uncertainty, when life feels chaotic, faith can be an anchor. Not a blind leap, but a reasoned trust. A belief that there is good in the world, a hope for a better future. The impact of Jesus on his first disciples was profound, transformative. They were never the same. They had walked with him, listened to him. They had seen his compassion, his wisdom. After he was gone, they carried his message. They shared his stories, his teachings. They faced hardship, persecution, yet they persevered, driven by the truth they had found. His words did not fade away. They spread like ripples in a pond across cultures, across continents, across time. Millions upon millions of lives have been touched by his message. People have found hope in his promises, comfort in his compassion, guidance in his wisdom. His teachings have inspired art, music, and countless acts of kindness and service. Today, his teachings continue to inspire. They challenge us to be better, to be more loving, more faithful, more forgiving. They offer a moral compass, a way to navigate the complexities of life. They remind us of our shared humanity, of our capacity for both good and ill, and the choice we have in every moment to choose the path of light, the path he showed. So the teacher from Galilee who walked dusty roads so long ago still speaks to us. His teachings are not just history, they are a living legacy, a timeless wellspring of wisdom, a light for all who seek it.